Okay, so I should be live. We're always in this funny, weird middle bit where before the chat wakes up, I'll say hello, chat. I will check the chat on my other computer just to see. Oh yeah, it says I'm live. Hello, Firefly. Happy New Year. Well, according to Larry David, I'm not allowed to say that anymore, but I am breaking all the rules. I'm here to break the rules. Yeah. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a good Christmas break. I had some break. I needed a break. Oh boy, yes, I needed a break. So yeah, sorry I wasn't here for the last couple of streams, unannounced, as just like, all sorts. But anyway, got some rest, spent some time with the fam, and here we are in 2024. Who knew? So yeah, hi, hello, Zweig Augentier. Hello, Emmanuel Werner, Terry F, Michael Lilly, yo. Welcome back. I hope everybody is doing very well. Yeah, so I just want... yeah. I think we might have to sort out there's a few little technical things. There always are a few technical things. I mean, hi. And Dragonfry, hello. Hello, Dragonfry. Welcome to my club stream. Actually, let me just there we go. Bring that QR code back. So yeah, I mean, this is a very cash hang today. First stream of the year. Everybody's getting their feet back under the desk. So yeah, we're going to be hanging out in the club. If you want to head to my club, let me just drop the invite link here. Here is where I'll be hanging out. If you want to chat, there's this general chat window, and you can chat here. You can chat in the stream chat. And most funly of all, I hereby invite you to drop some music messages, to drop some material to play around with here in the Loop Jam. And I will try to download it. I think so. We've literally just pushed this update. We've got this brand spanking new audio engine, which we literally just rolled out about half an hour ago, which is actually, it's kind of massive, but what you see now is very, very tiny, very, very minimal. But this is basically the bedrock. I mean, we shipped clubs with the prototype audio engine, and we've now swapped it out for like this super duper cross-platform WebAssembly based audio engine, and it's super powerful. And basically we can now build anything you can dream of, pretty much, and deploy it to the web, which is cool AF. But I was literally, just before I went live, I was just like, oh hey, I should check if I can actually download files with this new audio engine. And that's promising. No, it's empty. Yeah. So might be some issues with actually like downloading the loops today, which is a bit of a deal breaker, but we'll figure something out. But maybe what I'll do for now is let's have a little mess around with just spinning up some loops. So let's clear the loop builder. Let's get a random loop. I mean, I pretty much always like the first thing that comes up. This is nice. So actually, I'm gonna. Well, let's. I mean, classic. When you're trying to demonstrate the new pitch shifter, like everything's in key. Well, let's just let's get some drums going. Ah. Nice. Quite nice actually, kind of beatless. Back to the chat, say hi. What's going on? So anyway, yeah, the thing I wanted to demonstrate to y'all is we now have super high quality pitch shifting. So this is like the first thing that we're shipping with the new audio engine. So, well, actually that sounds quite cool. Do you know what I'd really like to do now is duplicate this one and then have it playing at different pitches, like a kind of duet. Okay, well let's send this as a message. Oh, Emily's spun something up. Brilliant. I think that loop was in the last. Was it in the last club stream, or was it something? Nice. So yes, clubs will be everywhere. Like hold our beers. Clubs will be everywhere. I think actually the audio engine was one of the biggest blockers. So the reason we didn't fix it up, I mean, basically, I think it works everywhere. Well, it works on all desktop browsers, yeah, it works on all desktop browsers, but except for Firefox right now. But I think we've still got the use Chrome thing if you use Safari, but I think you can click use it anyway and it'll work okay in Safari. But it was, at least with the old audio engine, it was dead in Firefox. And we weren't going to fix that because we knew we were going to swap out for the new audio engine. So it's going to be on all desktop browsers very soon. And then in the not too distant future, there will be creation features, and it will be in apps. No, yeah, mobile as well. I mean, the one thing we're not going to do is basically we're not going to get it. We're not going to port it to mobile until there's like enough stuff in there that there's loads of people coming back and using it a lot. Because I think one of the mistakes we made early on in the Endless Journey was we were just like, okay, we built a mobile app, right, let's build a desktop app, and then we very quickly got into this world of like supporting lots of touch points with a very small team, which meant that it just really slows progress towards like building a thing that really going to works as a product. So that's one of the kind of strategies behind clubs and just doing clubs in the browser. We're going to focus on making a really great desktop browser experience, because most people who make music are on desktop, because that's where your DAW is, that's where all your kit is, and like pretty much all studios, unless you're a proper kind of DAW-less jammer die-hard advocate, then like 99% of studios have a desktop or laptop at the heart. So yeah, maybe I over-explained that, but yeah, microtonal pitch shift. I mean, it's totally supported. It's just we don't have the interface yet. So there is actually something. I think it's even spec'd in the design, and I don't think it works yet. But you can depress shift, and then you get sense. So because microtonal pitch shift is important, but like, check this out. Ah, seamless, no artifacts. Which, I mean, it's such a game changer in terms of the stuff we can do now, because we can have completely independent pitch and time, and of course when this comes into the apps, then if someone changes the tempo of the riff, you don't have to change a key, and you can have incremental tempo changes and all that stuff, and you can pitch stuff back into key without it sounding horrible, all of that stuff. So this is a baby step towards something big. So I'm going to reload the page because I have a feeling that I literally loaded this up just before it had gone to production, so maybe a few things were busted with it, and let's see if I can now download things. Let's try. Here we go. Download. Nope, empty. Damn it. Hit download there. Yeah, nothing happens. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the pitch shifting game is here. It's live. It's real. It's super exciting. So I think in the not too distant future, we'll have all the kind of auto key matching stuff in with the loop builder, which is just very exciting. But for now, folks, we have a small issue in that I can't download any of the stuff. But I have a plan B in mind, which is which may surprise you. But first, I want to go through and play some of the stuff, because I did actually, well, I did kind of find something that I wanted to build a track out of, but maybe we'll have to do that on the next stream, which I think was this one, which is bloody gorgeous. I'd say maybe like one vocal line too many, but let's... So I had kind of, I confess, I had kind of like pre-selected this one to make a track out of. But, well, I'm pretty sure, yeah, there you go, 22 bytes. It's not working. But that's not a problem. But I did want to play through this because I would love to make a track out of this. I kind of, it's got that whole, like Italo disco. It's got a real Italo disco kind of flavour to it. A sort of the Despacio sound system. And when I was a callow youth, and I was only into breakcore, I think there's like the graph of the BPM of music I like has just gone down. It peaked, I think, when I was about maybe 25. And I was just like, bring on the 250 BPM gabba. And it's just gone downhill since then. Which obviously I have no problem with. Maybe it's just a sign of aging. But there was a period in my life when the idea of like dancing to 110 BPM Italo disco was like, no way! Anyway, I'm old now. I'm 45, and what is dignified for a man of my age is not gabba, but Italo disco at 110 BPM, and this joy of mine, no, preference of mine, I would say, was cemented. At, I think it was Sonar 2019. I think it was Sonar 2019. And I was there kind of, this is like, I think we'd had, the Endless Beta was out, but we were just, it's pre-pandemic, Endless Beta was out, and I was out at Sonar shilling Endless and telling everybody how what we were doing is wonderful and is going to change the world. And I had a really great time. I mean, Sonar is amazing. I couldn't make it last year. So some of the team went out, and I think they had a good time. They took a beat machine, and people loved the beat machine. But at the very end, I remember, like, just before I hopped in a taxi to the airport to fly back, there was like the Despacio sound system had this whole area in like the Sonar Day venue, with this really amazing sound system. It was basically like a very big hi-fi, and any nerds? Do any nerds here know who built the Despacio sound system? There must be someone here who knows, like, the manufacturer. It's like super bespoke, really high end. It's Mc something, like Macallan, but that's a whiskey. It's not a sound system. Anyway, this is a very, very rambly story, but I had a bloody great time dancing away to Italo disco, in front of the Despacio sound system. So I had a little thing there. So anyway, that's a very long way of saying that, had downloads been working, I would be making a track out of that right now. But that will have to happen next week. But I've got a thing. I'm going to have to... Where's my webcams? I basically just stumbled. Macintosh, that's it. Macintosh. Thank you, Scott Sturgis. Yes. Yes. I think it was. Well, it wasn't. Isn't it? Like one of the guys from LCD Sound System. I'm terrible with names. Is one of the DJs, and they just play. It's like two of them, and they back to back. Okay, NJ James Murphy. Yeah, I thought James Murphy was in my head, but just like I don't want to sound stupid by saying the wrong person, because I've been doing that a lot recently. Yeah, James Murphy. So it was James Murphy DJing on the Despacio sound system. Source Despacio is a high-end sound system designed by James Murphy, renowned audio technician John Klett and Macintosh eager to do. Okay. Yeah, I mean, what a cool thing! Like, making music, designing sound systems, making the music for the sound systems, organising the events and the DJ. It's like a whole sort of end-to-end cultural phenomenon. I absolutely love that stuff. I don't know if anyone has been to Spiritland here in London. There's actually two Spiritland venues. There's one up in King's Cross, the original one, and then there was one on the South Bank for a while. But I think apparently I've heard recently that it closed down. But same kind of thing, you know. They build this bespoke, super high end. It's like valve amplified sound system, but it's huge with like enormous, like tweeters, kind of horn tweeters that are the size of a human, and all the like the valve components. The SB1 is RIP. That's what I thought. Yes, yeah, I think it is sadly RIP. Oh man, I mean I could do a whole ramble about sound systems and sound system culture. I did this. So I did a master's in electroacoustic composition at the University of Durham. And I did that. I was kind of like buying time after I did my philosophy degree. It's just like, I am not going to get a boring job. But I wasn't making enough money out of music at that point to justify not getting a boring job. So I was just like, I am going to just continue pottering on in academia until I can hustle my way to paying my rent doing something I actually want to do. So I did a master's in electroacoustic composition. And my final piece for that, I wrote in quadraphonic. So it's like, 4 speakers, and I was there in my studio with like doing all in Pro Tools and like automating all the panning and so on. I just built loads of bespoke Reactor patches for like crazy sound processing, and I mean, but basically fast forward 6 or 7 years after that, and I had the opportunity to do this show at a disused airbase up in Suffolk. Basically, the old like US airbase in the UK, which had sort of been decommissioned and was basically they didn't know what to do with it, so they started opening it up to crazy people. I mean, this is in the age when there was like ridiculous amounts of arts funding, and my friend Joanna Seguro, who I think she used to go out with Aphex, and I think it was just at that time she was like recently no longer going with Aphex, and she just basically she put together this crazy event at Bentwaters Air Base, which is where they used to like fly in and out all the B-2 bombers and stuff like that, and one of the events was in this massive aircraft hangar where they used to test jet engines. And they invited like the original, the Function 1. This is like, sort of mid 2000s, just when Function 1 was really beginning to when people were, I think like Berghain had just had their Function 1 sound system installed, and everybody was just like, wow, you got to check out the Function 1 sound system in Berghain. And basically the two founders, this guy Tony and there's someone else. Anyway, basically they brought the most ridiculous Function One sound system setup, and they had like 8 stacks in independent channels, and in this like, it was acoustically treated aircraft hangar because it's where they used to test jet engines. So in order to basically for it not to be completely for the vibrations, they had to like acoustically treat the whole place. So sorry, this is like the longest ramble ever, but it's just cool. Sound systems are cool. It's what I'm saying. So we had this like 8 stacks, like the biggest stacks. There was like 100 kilowatts, I think, of Function One in this like 8 stack array in the middle of this like acoustically treated aircraft hangar. And basically I got to play that quadraphonic track back, and it was just like, it's just the best thing ever. So here's the sound systems. Where were we? Also, yo to Noel, yo to Fry. Yes, you can now reorder your club's channels. Let's reorder some club channels live on air. So I am going to demote myself to there. I was going to say right to the bottom, but so yeah, if you want to order your clubs, you can order your clubs. I'm gonna. Oh no, that's Future Club. Gonna put that at the top. Tell you what, I'm gonna order it. It's me. Then there's Future Club. Then there's the Endless Origins Club. So there you go. Another nice feature. Also, club owners appear as green. Also, something that is coming. No music. Yes, I should put some music on, shouldn't I? Let's keep on playing this. Just one vocal. No shade at all on Arya Yahweh. But just one vocal. What else is new in clubs? There's a bunch of stuff. So yeah, club owner now appears green. I think, fingers crossed, basically we've built most of the front end UI, and the back end endpoints are there for moderator roles. So you can have moderators in your clubs, which will be cool. Actually, I'm going to send this so I can play it back from the chat and close the loop builder. So yeah, basically you'll have owner, moderators, and then members. Another big thing we're going to be working on soon is basically like activity notifications. So things will be white when there's been activity, all sorts of that kind of stuff, and some much bigger things we're working on. But I won't. I'll keep those a surprise. Can you hear the music? Tell me you can hear the music. Also, hi Gamma Player. Hello William Sharkey. Right, sorry, I'm all over the place this evening. But what? I see there is a. Ragnar has given me a little hint as to how I can actually get things to download. But I've kind of made up my mind about the alternative thing I want to do, which I've sort of wanted to do for a long time anyway. So to do this, I'm going to have to like disappear off the screen for a bit. I'll try and stay on screen while I tippity tap on my laptop, which is over here, to get some Reactor files off it. But I want to show you play some Gabba! Yeah, I mean... How's that? Is that any good? No. Let's go back to the original tempo. Oh no, it's still... Alright, okay, yeah. Back. No. Carry on. There we go. Yo, Beardy Man. Sup, brother? The Beardy Man. I mean, it looks like the Beardy Man. I mean, that's his funny eye. That's like... That was a photo they took to onboard him to WorldCoin. Bit of a deep cut. But, yeah, it looks like a retina. Right. I'm gonna do some Reactor stuff. Instead of a track this evening. If I can find it now, where is it? Oh, right, there we go. Generative music. Okay, I'm going to drop the file. I'm going to drop a file, and yeah. I mean, the crazy thing with Beardy Man is that I hope I'm not. Well, he told me once that his wife Hannah doesn't like beards, so he doesn't actually get to be Beardy Man. But I think he was. Yeah, I don't know. Daz, I'll shut up now. I think you told me that once. But his sound is beardy. That's the thing. Right. Okay. I'm gonna open this Reactor Ensemble up. I'm gonna see if it's the right one. And if it is the right one, then I will switch to the Reactor window. And I want to play with some stuff that I sort of was making on the side for a while. Oh no, this is not the right one. I got the wrong one. Oh, it's all going wrong. Basically, I want to show you some generative music. A generative music thing that I was working on a couple of years ago. This is like before I had kids as well as a startup, where I actually had like some small amounts of time to do stuff for my own enjoyment. But so this is not club-rated, although I think what I will do is like record some snippets of it and put it in the club. Okay, it's here now. Let's try and open it. Okay, it's thinking. Okay. It looks like it's working. Brilliant. Beards. Yeah, so beard chat. I mean, make a track about beards. I would love to make a track about beards. This is a shame that like the first time that I jumped on the stream and decided to do something else apart from making a track out of stuff in the club is the time that Beardy Man shows up. But come back, Daz. Come back sometime. Drop some stuff in the club when we've got downloads hooked up, and we will do that. But oh, it's not. Hmm. Uh, Reactor. Okay, this one. Right. Well, Tash is. I mean, Noel is Mr. Tash. Noel has been. He's like the primary, the exemplar of Tash. Okay, so let me just double check that Reactor has got the right outputs. Yes, screen recording for audio, so you should be able to hear this. Okay, so this is something that I made a couple of years ago, and it is a fully generative. Well, basically, I built this system for kind of generative music making. But I built it in a way that you could also use it to create graphics like directly from the actual signals of the audio. From the audio signals. Well, actually, no, it's not directly from the audio signal. It's from all the synthesis parameters. So it's basically uses kind of slit scanning. If you've ever seen those like TikTok videos where somebody like spins round, but they like their sort of body twists. I can't explain it without actually showing it. But basically, you use a camera and you kind of paint to a single canvas, and the line sort of descends down. I'm just going to play this. I'm going to play this through, and then maybe I'll unpack a little bit about how it works. So, here we go. So the visuals kind of emerge here. You'll start to see them now. Anyway, I'll just shut up and let it play. And it's sort of like peters out into a drone, and then eventually these little like mountains just disappear. The other cool thing that I like about this is that this play bar is scrubbable, and you can kind of, because they're just sort of scenes that are constantly morph, so you can just sort of like play the progress bar, and sort of like paint with music and sound. What I should have done is recorded this. Actually, what I'm going to do, I am going to be indulgent and play this back again, but I'm going to do it for a reason, because I am going to record this. Where are we? So I can drop it in the club. Plankton reconnaissance. I have to look how many S's reconnaissance had in it. I'm also very open to the possibility that reconnaissance might be misspelt. But anyway, hit record on that. Play. So I'm gonna chat at y'all while I record that. Yeah, scrubbing and pausing. The only difficulty is that if you leave it in a certain position, it just keeps on. It doesn't like stop playing when you stop scrubbing. So you have to you sort of have to leave it at the very end or the very beginning, and then scrub to somewhere, and then quickly scrub back to the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking when we were building the Origins loop library, I was like, why? I kind of wanted to create some material using this patch, but I'll some other time. But there's so much. Oh man, there's so much. I'll dig into the patch in a bit. I'll record this, drop it into the club, and then maybe dig into the patch and how it works. I figured these, Firefly. I figured these sounds might be up your alley. I mean, there's the way I kind of built this. There's so many other cool, I guess, sound generation, sound manipulation algorithms that you could plug into this. I'll let this play through and record drop it in the club, and then I'll dig in. But yeah, I would one day. I would really. I do spend quite a lot of sound. I do spend quite a lot of time thinking about generative music. I've got this whole project that, in the very small time I have, I kind of think about. One day, I will do this thing. But I would love to explore how you could use generative techniques like this and process like live input from a camera, let's say like a beautiful scene of nature, and like process that live and process the sound live and make compositions out of it. Anyway, all in the fullness of time. We have other fish to fry now. But right, I'm going to stop this. Yeah, I think we're good to stop now. Okay. So I should be able to just drop this straight on the club. Let me just switch to the full view of everything so you can see what I'm doing. Let's get the club up. Share your tracks. Hopefully I should be able to drag and... Oh, okay. Yes, you can download access my downloads folder. And drop it in here. Drop to share in the chat. Uploading the track. Okay. Oh, it's an eighth. Eighths don't work. I don't think they work anyway. Well, let's see. Let me know if you can play this track or not. I think eighth is this one file format that just doesn't work properly. Oh wow, it's got a mind of its own again. That's nice. Beardy Man, yeah, no, we currently clubs and the endless apps are separate things for the sole reason that if we built clubs into the huge monstrosity of the endless code base, we would have basically been wading through highly viscous treacle. And it would have been very, very slow to build things. So we're building clubs like in a side room, and at some point later this year, the worlds will collide. And also we're going to be building some kind of like creation and recording features into clubs as well, which I think is going to be very exciting. Well, firstly, did that send... this is Plankton. Oh, it says it's still uploading it. Oh well, we'll get to that in a bit. What I am going to do now is downloads folder. I'm going to show you I'm going to mess around with the patch, like the audio generation side of it, because actually there's like obviously there's a whole bunch of parameters being kind of automated under the surface. What's going on? Reactor scene. A dial-up connection? No, I'm not. I mean, I'm on a very fast connection. Are the sounds multiplied from fundamentals like just intonation music, or is it chromatic? It feels right. Yes. Oh, Heinbach was in Ramsgate. Very nice. Okay, so this... sorry, Will Sharkey, to your point. Yes, basically this is it's like scale mapped. I can't remember. Somewhere there's a lookup table in the patch, which snaps everything to a scale. Because yeah, this is Reactor. Welcome to Reactor UIs. So, oh my god, now I'm confused. There's a lot of stuff here. So basically, this lot here is how I built Oh my god. I'm realizing what a complete... I mean... Yeah, man. This is really a proper can of worms. The crazy thing with like building stuff in Reactor is... I think probably any kind of programming is you get so... you get so deep into stuff, and you hold these like pretty vast mental models of what's going on in your head, and it's almost like, I mean, I'm sure that somewhere in my head while I was building this, there was this like a bunch of neurons that basically looked exactly like this, boxes and wires, and when that's in your sort of working memory, you're just like, yeah, sure, well, this channel goes here, and then it multiplexes into this thing, and then demuxes there, and then we've got like 32 notes of polyphony, and voice management happens like this and that, and then you basically make these experiences that are really simple, and you can sort of scroll through this generative audio visual patch, and it feels really simple, and then you break it open again, and you're like, oh my god. Oh yes, okay, so now I remember. I built... So it's got this kind of like scene grabber thing that is not dissimilar to like how riffs work in Endless. Oh, that's it, yeah, so you can build different scenes. And then you can... So autonomous FM. Oh my god. So I'm gonna try an attempt to get my head back into like the raw patch, because basically I built this raw patch, and it uses the same maths that cause aliasing in like audio systems to generate complexity in sort of automated signals. Automated signals. What am I even talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about. So, okay. Interval. Let me try and figure this out. Gate. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So here I've got pitch and gate. So this... Okay, so this is the frequency. Okay. Okay, so I can turn the frequency right down. Modulate. Okay. Let's turn all the modulation off. Okay. Now I'm beginning to remember what the hell I did. Let's turn all the modulation off. So nothing is being modulated. Interval. But something is being modulated still. So is there a sampler that is swapping percussion samples like an LFO? It would be interesting to surface the raw percussion output more. So what you hear now is pure FM synthesis. But it's like the weirdest architecture. And so you basically got three... it's three operator FM synthesis, but there's basically everything can modulate everything else, so you can have these like modulation feedback loops. So and it's polyphonic, and oh god, I'm melting my own brain. Well, let's just play with it. So and I think we'll get a sense. So here you can hear very clearly something is being modulated. Something is still being modulated, I'm sure, because I can hear it. Anyway. So we've got this single pulse happening. And we can change the frequency of the pulse there. And then we've got... Oh, okay, so you can change the interval separately. Okay, so, and this is the amount of modulation. And what this interval thing is doing is it's basically like adding the interval. Every single pulse, it adds the interval. And obviously, we're adding 0 right now. So nothing is being added, basically, at each increment. But this is... It's creating this signal between 0 and 1, and every time the pulse triggers, it adds the interval onto the last where the signal was last at. So if I bring this interval up, you can hear it like slowly ascending through a scale, and you can hear it like snapping to that scale. So it's like it's snapping to the scale that I made it snap to, and it's sort of creating this very relatively slow moving ascending scale. And then I can change the amount that it modulates the pitch parameter. So and then if I increase the interval, and what's happening here is that, so when it you've got this basically constrains it between 0 to 1, but it adds the rounding error. So if you get something, so this is counting up in like 0.12. So let's say it got to like 0.94, and then it added 0.12. You would, that would come to 1.06. But instead of just like setting it back to 0, it then basically like adds the rounding onto the beginning. So basically it starts again at 0.06 and keeps adding up again. So it means that you don't, instead of, because usually on arpeggiators it's just like it's just counting up through this like very fixed you've got like, I don't know, 8 notes, and it's just but with this it means that you don't, it like breaks up the repetition, and then you can do other things like if you make these kind of like much higher intervals with a lower modulation, and then you can sort of make it, you just get really kind of interesting melodies. But this is when you apply it to pitch. But basically every single parameter here has one of these modulators on it. So you can see everything has the like interval and modulation amount setting. So with the gate thing, we can start to... Hang on, what is... I don't... Oh yeah, so this is like the velocity, essentially, I think. and then you've got a threshold, so notes below a certain velocity don't trigger, and then the interaction between the pitch and the gate then becomes quite interesting, because you get these you can hear, like, there's a sense of order to what's going on, but it's not repetitive. And where this gets really interesting is, like, all the synth parameters have this same thing on them. So here we've got, like, so at the top you've got you've got the carrier and the two modulators. And, like, super simple. They've just literally just got attack and decay parameters. So these currently, it's literally we're just listening to sine waves right now. But then if we start, and then we've got this, like, modulation matrix. Let me just check into the chat. I'm beginning to go down my wormhole. Yeah, I mean, it's modular territory, but it's way cheaper. I tried with modular. I spent 1,500 quid on a bunch of modules and a box, and I mean, I got the endorphins, that beautiful endorphins, like, dual oscillator thing, which is, I mean, it is beautiful. It's lovely. It makes a lovely sound, and replicating that in a digital modular is not impossible, but, you know, hard work. But still, like, I don't want to be constrained by, like, every time I want a VCA, it's like, that'll be £200, and it's just like, I can have 500 VCAs here, all for the price of a single software license. So yeah, I tried and failed at modular. But, you know, I haven't given up on modular at all. But maybe I'll pick it up again some other day. But anyway, where this gets really interesting is when you start modulating. So you've got this matrix, like, so you can modulate. Oh, this is so nerdy. I've even numbered them, like, 0, 1, and 2 rather than 1, 2, and 3, which is very, like, developer-y. So you can create this, like, really complex modulation feedback. So anyway, let's first of all modulate 1 to 0. So this is this one FMing this one, and then you can obviously change the which is kind of nice, right? But then let's start to modulate the amount that modulates. Right. And then let's start to kind of vary the attack times using the same technique. And then let's start to modulate the decay times, and then let's start doing it on the carrier as well. And then you start, like, really quickly, you get into quite a lot of complexity. And then say you can drop the threshold on this. And say change, like, the intervals. And turn the frequency up. And it's nice. and then you can like modulate the frequency as well. So even like the pulses get broken up, so it feels more like waves on the ocean or something. I mean, that's another thing I really, really, really want to experiment with one day. It's like music is so transient-y these days. Like it's got drums are just, everything is like bang, 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 and it's on the 16th and it has a groove. And I really, 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 at some point in my life, would love to have some time to experiment with, music that kind of still has elements of repetition and elements of order. Like you can hear order in it, but it's not always just like, kick on the 1, 2, 3, 4, snare on the 2 and 4, hi-hats on the 16ths. And I would love to experiment with it from this angle. Yeah, using something like this. I don't know. I mean, it's a proper wormhole, rabbit hole, rabbit and worms. It's all rabbits and worms. Anyway. Right, let's. Oh yes, now I remember what I can do. I can then save this as another. So I can save this as a scene and recall other scenes. There we go. And okay, yes, now I'm remembering. So there's another whole dimension to this, which is I also built a kind of like sample thing based on the same techniques, and I think, is it on here? Oh, hang on. They're on different frequencies. Hang on, I need to investigate this. Clock source, autonomous clock. Okay, I'm gonna clock those both to the same source. Okay, so now. Okay, so at least the drums and the synth are clocked from the same source now. Checking the chat just to make sure that I haven't completely lost everyone. Yeah, this is ultra quantized. But I mean, I could still kind of modulate the pulse. But so yeah, basically, like, having said everything I just said, I'm now going to create something ultra quantized. I'm going to put this. Oh no! Change the interval. Actually, no. If I put the interval at 0.75, then we basically get like a. Why is that not repeating? Or maybe. Yeah. So Noel, so yeah, it's really easy to. Well, I built this thing that allows you to kind of capture scenes really simply in Reactor. So I can. Well, okay. Let's build up a few scenes, and then I will build a kind of composition. Out of these scenes. Oh, I think you can also. Yeah, basically like building up some scenes. Yeah, so now we can go through back to all these other scenes. So current. Set that to the current. Oh, yeah. Set that. And set that. Then set that. Yeah, okay, I remember what I did now. Then set that. Okay. Oh no, I can't. Right, so now, theoretically, yeah, I can kind of scroll through. So I don't have the full scroll bar here, but I can sort of like morph through all these scenes, sort of do it manually there. Yeah, so that's basically how it works. How do we stop it? How do we stop it? You can glide quickly or cut. Can you change the colour of the background to a light blue or picture of a cat smoking a cigarette? I could probably light blue is easier. Yeah, this is where we need like drop images in clubs, because you can load images. I think you can load pings and bitmaps. But what I could do, if you were to change this to a light blue, all the important things, background. Oh no, that's not the actual ensemble. Okay, there we go. Choose panel. Choose colour. What are we feeling? A light blue, like that. How about that? That's not. I mean, that's light blue is easier. Is that light blue? I mean, in my mind, that's kind of like turquoise. All the important things. All the important things. Oh yeah, by the way, images in clubs coming soon. Also videos, but that'll be a bit later. But yeah, in terms of morphing, so you can cut quickly. So you can really just like scrub around in the composition. Oh god, I really don't like this blue. Anyway, it's probably because I'm not used to it. I'll get used to it. Oh, it's teal. Yeah, you're right. That is teal, isn't it? Okay. Back to the drawing board. Didn't get the right colour. Maybe. Oh, I see. Yeah, we need to go. So hopefully it's a bit more like duck it. No, that's really blue. On the colour picker, it looked like duck egg. How about that? That's all right, isn't it? Duck egg blue. In Russian, light blue and dark blue are different colours with different names, not just. Wow. Wild. I really love the sound where the FM, where you just get like crazy feedback between all the modulators. Like if you, let me just, if you like turn up all the modulation, so like everything is modulating everything and feeding back into everything else, you get some wild sounds. Yeah. Yeah, you really get into kind of like Xenakis Ligeti zone, which is a zone I kind of love. Basically, it's like all the feels of Gabba with no beats. Just that. I don't know. That's a weird thing to say, but I said it. Yeah, so each scene can be dialed in. So I could like, I'll make this as a scene now, and then I will set it there. Oh, actually, yeah, because it just fades out. But tell you what I could do is, well, say we go back to this. Let's go back to a normal scene. Well, that was scene 84, wasn't it? And tell you what, make this one here. We'll set it to 84. So now it goes. So, you know, it's sounding pretty expected. I know what's going on here. Yeah, drums are getting more distorted. Yeah, and then from here it just like. Yeah. Full morphing of everything. I freaking love morphing. Morphing, not morphine. And because there's quite a lot of I don't know actually how many notes of polyphony there are, but there's quite a lot. So those like crazy long notes don't just get like truncated. You can also make these nice little kind of fills as well. I mean, if it had some like slightly more ordinary sounding beats, this would be pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of, I'd love to match this up with some, let's say, more expected. So imagine if you could like drop some layers in from clubs, drop some loops in from a loop builder, and have, you know, fairly kind of like expected behavior beats, but also you know, being morphed and manipulated and crossfaded with this same crossfader thing. Imagine that, and then lots of kind of nice mixing and side chaining and just having all these like crazy psychedelic effects. I would love to do that one day as well. But this is fun. I mean, it's weird as hell. Yeah, it's like anti-beats. Ah, man, yeah, pull stretch. Pull stretch is amazing. Expected behavior beats is a cool, yeah. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't this be cool if you could manipulate some sort of sample? So if one thing I would love to build one day when I have the time is like a really powerful and flexible sample manipulation engine that basically can plug into this same, I guess, parameter management system, and you can set up, because the big thing here is that like everything is parametric. There's no well, actually no, I suppose to be fair, these samples are being like selected through sample switching, but what gives it all the kind of like nuance and flexibility is that everything is a continuous parameter. And so when you're doing stuff with samples, it's quite difficult. You can't have, there's no, like, you can't continuously morph between like a kick and a snare. Well, I mean, there probably are ways. Well, I mean, I guess with machine learning, there's probably ways to do it, but like that capability is beyond Reactor. Maybe I need to learn how to do big boy code properly, but I've got a strong mind-computer interface with Reactor. But yeah, keeping things parametric is cool, because it just allows you to do stuff like this, where you can just like, there's like, everything has these infinite in-between states. And although like here it's kind of crazy psychedelic nonsense, oh Bloody love music. Bloody love sound. Even more so, I just love messing around with sound and making ways to mess around with sound. It's the funnest thing. It sort of reminds me a bit about like how some of the Bowie tracks on his last album fall apart at the end. It's particularly like Black Star, I think. Anyway, where are we? Do you have a repo of your Reactors? No. Well, I mean, I've got like a bunch of stuff, unfinished things. Sitting on a hard drive, but to call it a repo would be slightly grandiose, I would say. It's like a few folders, but you know, with no version control, no notes, no annotation. I mean, it took me, like, I built this thing and it took me, the first half of this session just to get my head into it. But yeah, I do. I mean, it would be great to somehow. The really tricky thing with Reactor is it's so hard to turn things into products. You can't really, it's quite hard to like make frameworks in Reactor which you can then give to people and they can build things really easily with. I mean, I really would just like to be able to hammer some quantized beats. I mean, that's the thing. Is like I kind of hate transients, but I kind of love them as well. I kind of love just being able to smash out some beats on some 16ths, particularly if you've got some more ethereal stuff happening in the background. I'm gonna play around with this. Like, I built this crazy sort of granular reverb thing. absolutely gripping viewing, I'm sure. Yeah. Enough. Totally went down a rabbit hole on that one. Anyway, we're getting towards the top of the hour. This is a complete curveball stream, but I think I secretly wanted to do a stream about all this generative music stuff, because it does excite me. Let me actually settings. Recorder settings. I want it to record to WAV. Preferences. Directories. Usage data. I want to set it so. So it records to WAV. Oh, it's reset everything. So I can record some files that I can upload to the club, because WAVs aren't working right now. No, sample editor. You used to be able to do that in Reactor. You used to be able to say .wav. No, it just turns it to AIF. Because I want to record some stuff and upload it to the club. But it's not working. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, options. No, settings. Well, actually, what I could do is probably... Yeah. Well, I think I'll record some snippets of this and put it up in the club at some point, once we've got the AIF thing sorted out and upload sorted out, because I think it's still stuck uploading that right now. yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it there. Otherwise, you're just gonna be staring at me, just tweaking parameters for hours on end, which I can do for hours on end, and something like this is super fun. But well, put it this way: once we've got AIF uploads sorted out, and once we've got file sharing in clubs, another thing that will be coming to clubs soon, then I'll dump some stuff in the club, and you can go there and grab it and have fun with it. So yeah, for now, I think it's time to love y'all and leave y'all, as they say. No, they don't say that. No one ever said that. Did anyone say that? I think I've slightly bent my own brain by diving back into this wormhole of stuff. But anyway, next week we will be back. Oh no, next week I won't be back. It's my dad's funeral next week, so I'm not going to be around next week. This whole I'm going to be here every Wednesday hasn't worked out perfectly so far. Because lots of stuff's been going on. But I hope to be picking up the regular stream. And I hope as we build out more stuff in clubs, there'll be more and more fun stuff happening in there. So thank you everyone. Stand by for lots of cool new stuff in clubs. I'll be here as many Wednesdays as I can be. Maybe that's the better promise to make now. And we'll make music together, and if we can't make music together, I'll dive into crazy, weird, generative audio stuff. Alright, see you all soon. Thank you for coming to hang out. Ciao for now.